And then let's do the same thing back here. We are not covering up the hover engines. It's possible you could cover them up, but we're not going to in this build. That's what it boils down to. Okay, so we've got a really weird shape here, and I haven't been able to find what would fit in there properly. The closest thing that we can fit in there is going to be a corner half B, and it's not going to fit perfect, but it's going to work for part of it. So we're going to rotate it that way, and we're going to pop it in there. And, you know, there definitely is not a block that'll fit in there with the extensions. There might be a block, you know, from the normal steel that would fit in there, but I didn't spend enough time to try and figure that out. So we're just going to go with this one for now. And if I figure it out later, or if one of you guys knows the actual block that'll go in there, let me know. But I'm not sure there is one, because that's a really odd shape there. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't think there is one, but if there is and you know about it, definitely let me know, because I'd like to know. Okay, let's also do the same thing here. We just have to turn it that way. All right, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. So now let's come over here, and we're going to do the same thing here, except for we need to turn it this way. So we're going to put that one in there in the front as well. And I think what I'm going to do here is, I think we're going to go back to here, and we're going to put ramp D low, or no, not ramp D low, we're going to put ramp... Wait. Is that what we want to do? Oh, I've got it the wrong way. That's why. Okay, let's flip it this way. Like so. And then on the top, we're going to put ramp D low. Like so. Just to kind of, you know, again, give it a little bit of a spoiler type of effect, and a little extra protection for the thrusters too. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Let's go ahead and do something with the back end now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go back to our extensions, and we're going to select, this is a half cube. And then what we did here is that's all the way. No, that's another block there. Okay. Then we went with ramp B medium. And then we went with, I think it was ramp C low, to finish that out. Okay, for our little refrigerator here, let's just put a normal steel block in. We could put in ramp A, like so. And then we'll go back to ramp C here. And here we will put a half block in, or a cube half, to finish that little part out. Okay, now, I think what we want to do here is we want to go back to our extensions. Oh, I don't know what we need to put here. I'm having a brain cramp. We need to put this guy here. So let's turn him this way, and then this way. There we go. And then we'll put corner C small right there to finish out that back end. If we're going to put a light there, we should probably actually make a couple more lights. So let's go to output, connect to this, and let's do at least 3 more lights for the moment. Okay. Now, the next... Oh, we got to put our docking pads on. Completely forgot about that. We'll just plop them down here real quick. So this is the front of the ship, so we want to turn them this way. We'll put a pad there, one there, one there, and one here. There we go. Okay, so let's hop in. What we're going to do is we're going to group everything together. Let's just do a quick save to template. And let's do a backup blueprint save too. All right, and we're going to save this as, let's go to hover vessel, save this as tutorial HV version 1.0. We'll call this 1.0A because the final version will actually be 1.0, the one that we'll put up on the workshop if you guys want to. If you're interested, I can put this up on the workshop for you. Let's pull these out. How about cut corner C? There we go. That's exactly the one we needed. Cut corner C. Okay, cool. We don't have a cut corner C in here, do we? Cut corner E and B, but no C. Okay. All right, well, that's all right. We found the block that fits properly there. So now let's go back to here. And cut corner C is what we want. We just need to rotate it that way. Wait, right? Hold on. Yeah. Good. Okay. I'm glad we persisted with that until we finally got it right. That looks much better than what we had going on before. Much, much better. Okay, so look at my dude standing up there. Yo, look at me, man. All right, let's once again do a group. Let's get the lights on too. We gotta have our lights. Okay, so if we're gonna put a light in the back, I don't want it floating in midair. That's the thing. Yeah, see, it's going to float in midair based upon all the blocks that we used. Suppose we could put it there. It's going to kind of hang right on the edge of the thing, but that could work, I guess. So that could be a backlight. We don't necessarily need a front light, or if we did put one, I guess we could put it underneath the drill. What about along the sides? If we put it there, it's going to float a little bit, right? Not really, no. I think it's good. Okay. Yeah, so we could make those our running lights. I'm not going to put it there, and you'll see why in a bit. I don't really want to put them there either. So let's just go with those three lights for now. Okay, now we need to regroup because we added the lights. Then we're going to go to main, save template. And we're going to go... Alt-O. Oh, you know what else I want to do is... You know, one thing we could do here too, is we could actually take that block away, and that allows us to get right into the cockpit from down here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to also name it here. So we named this our tutorial HV version 1.0a. There we go. Okay. Let's get right about here. And we'll go tutorial HV1A. We're just going to overwrite that one. Good. Okay, so the next part of this endeavor here is we've got it built out. We still need to decorate it, but we're not worried about that right now. We got it built out. We've pretty much added everything to it that we think we're going to add to it. And now we need to see how she's going to perform. Okay, so that's the next thing on the agenda. So let's hop into our little trap door here. We're going to press P and go to statistics, and we're going to just see where it's currently at. So we've got 17 meters per second squared of forward thrust, 7 meters back thrust, which is pretty weak, 7 meters strafe side to side, which is pretty weak, 29 degrees of yaw, which is kind of pretty weak. Okay, we're gonna have to do some work on this vessel. Let's just take it for a spin, though. Now, you guys probably can't really tell this on your end, but I can definitely tell the difference now between you know, the way it was before we built it out and the way it is now, because we've added a lot more mass to this thing. So it's not terrible, but it's not responding the way that I would like my hover vessel to respond. So the way you fix that is you judiciously add more thrusters in the right spot. That's the best way to fix it. Your secondary option is to, when it comes to torque, which again is turning, rolling, and pitch. Well, pitch isn't really that important on a hover vessel. It is on a small vessel. But our turn and roll isn't either, really, for that matter. So really all we care about is turning, or yaw, adding RCSs. But we don't want to add too many RCSs because they take a lot of CPU. So what we want to try and do is fix this thing, get it to work by thruster placement before we resort to excuse me, using more RCSs. And we already have 2 RCSs in here as it is. So we know we need to improve our strafe. So we're going to put some more thrusters on the side. We know we need to improve our braking, because right now we just have those 2. So we're going to put some thrusters on the front for rear thrust. And you know, our acceleration is not bad, but we're going to add some more rear thrusters too. Not so much for the purpose of acceleration, but more for the purpose of better yaw, better turning. So let's go ahead and go into our large constructor. I hope I've got enough material to do all this. The first thing I want to do is I want to make 2 more medium thrusters. So make sure we're on hover vessel. Let's queue up 2 of those. And while he's making the 2 big thrusters, let's have the little fella work on making us 4. I think we need 6 of these. So let's have that one make 6. And like I said, hopefully we'll have enough resources to do all this. While we're waiting for that, let's go take a look at our garden. Haha, look at that. We've got a full crop. Okay, cool. Let's connect to our refrigerator. And let's pick our next crop here. All right, we're going to go back to our food processor, and we are going to Purified water. We need some purified water. Do I have any purified water in here? I got a little bit, not a ton. Where did that go? It's right here. How much purified water do these need? Oh, just one. Okay. So we put 51 in there. All right, we're going to queue up rations. So I'm just going to do 10. And we should be able to make about 5-ish with the crops, you know, that we currently have. So we're going to make those first. And then after those are done, I mean, we've got a whole mess of burgers still. So we're doing really good on food overall. I mean, we still have 71 burgers, and we're going to actually eat one right now. We got some bread, too. So, oh, we already have 5 more rations. Yeah, I must have not taken them out last time. So let's take a look at medical for a second. So we can make a lot of medical stuff now because of the aloe and the mushrooms. I might want to... Man, those things are really expensive, though. Plant fibers and plant protein. Now, I'll tell you what. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. And let it make as many rations as it can, and then we'll see what's left over after that. If I didn't have 70 hamburgers in the fridge, I would probably, you know, queue up some meat burgers and maybe some more bread, too. But, you know, rations are always the highest priority. So let's just make as many of those as we can, and then we'll see where we're at after that. I don't want to try and figure it out beyond that. It's thinking too hard. Okay, so do we have our thrusters? We've got 2 there. Are you still working, or did we run out of stuff? You're still working. Okay, so let's do 2 more in here, because this guy's going to be faster anyway. Hover vessel, 2 more thrusters. Alright, so let's look at our stats again for a second. So let's work on our strafing first. So right now we're 7 meters per second squared on the strafe, which is pretty damn weak. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these blocks out, and we're going to stack some thrusters in here. Let's go back to our output, reconnect, grab those. Let's grab these too. Alright, and then we want to get that down there. I could have put the symmetry plane back on, but I didn't. Okay, so now what is it? So now it's 14, which makes sense because we added twice the thrusters. So 14 strafe, 14 meters per second per squared strafe on a hover vessel is not too shabby. Let's just take a quick peek. So I would want more than that if this was going to be a battle hover vessel, a combat hover vessel. But for an all-purpose hover vessel, it's not too bad. And you know, the nice thing too, guys, about this build is, you know, we've got lots of CPU to play with. You know, we've got 12,000 CPU, and we're not even using half of that yet. And that's with the drills on. The Gatlings are actually going to use more than the drills, but even with the Gatlings on, we still have a lot to play with. So, you know, I could add more lateral thrusters to this if I wanted to, but I think it's good for this vessel as of right now. So we're going to go with that. You better not attack my shiny new hover vessel, you son of a... Get off my property. You kids, get off my property. Okay. And you know, we could pop... Oh, no, we can't. Never mind. That's the hover engine. Okay, so we took care of that. Let's grab these final 2. And So we got to figure out where we're going to put the back thrusts. I think what I'm going to do for those... We could pull these blocks out and put it there. Or we could put it out here on the side. Let's try it here first. Got our hover engine there. And then what we'll do is we'll pull this block out and we will put in let's put in ramp A here. Okay. That's not too bad. You know, you can cover thrusters in the game with transparent shutters, and sometimes I do that with my builds. It just gives them a little more protection. Well, let's see how our braking is now. Not bad. Not bad. Let's get up to speed here. Yeah. Not bad for an all-purpose vessel. We can certainly work with that. So decent strafe, decent braking. And we have lots of CPU to play with again. And let's change our camera view a little bit as needed. Okay, so let's look at our stats again. So we've got 14 meters per second strafe, and we've got 14 meters per second back thrust or braking now. So now what we want to deal with is our yaw. It's currently at 35 degrees, which isn't terrible. It's not terrible, but I still would like it to turn a little bit better than it currently does. So the way we're going to fix that is we're going to fix it by placing some thrusters, some more rear thrusters. On the back. But here's the thing that's really important, and you want to apply this to ships too, to small vessels, capital vessels, and everything. In order to improve your turning in this game, what you want to do is you want to put your thrusters as far out to the sides as you can. The further out to the sides they are, the better your vessel is going to turn. That's the way the mechanics work, the flight mechanics work in this game. So what I'm going to do, I think here is, let's pull these blocks off, and we're going to put, oh, yeah, we disconnected. We're going to put just a cube in there, and then we're going to take our thrusters, and once again our yaw is 35 degrees. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add these medium thrusters to the back. Like so. And now what does it say our yaw is? So that bumped it up to 39 degrees. All right, well, let's try it. Let's see how it is. Okay, a little bit of an improvement. I'd like it to be... I'd still like it to be a little bit better than that. So we have a couple of options. We could hold those thrusters out even further, but then our vessel's starting to get pretty wide. And, you know, we are planning on using this for mining, among other things. So I'm not really too crazy about making it wider. It's definitely workable. I mean, we, you know, for an all-purpose hover vessel, we could work with it. It'd be fine if this was a pure mining vessel. It'd be a little bit not quite so good if it was a pure combat vessel. Our other option is to add another RCS. Or add more thrusters, neither of which I really want to do at this point. So, let's take a look. We have got a ton of CPU to play with, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh, the other thing you should always pay attention to when you build a new vessel is make sure that you have enough power too. So if you look on the little meter on the lower right-hand corner, you kind of see that, you know, that first bar has like a little tri symbol thingamadoodle. That's your generator. That's your power. So, you know, when you're building a vessel and you're taking it, you know, for a test run after you've mostly built it out, pay attention to that and make sure that that doesn't go into the red, because if it goes into the red, then what's going to happen is you're going to start damaging your generator, and if you damage it too much, it'll actually explode. And so if that was in the red right now, then of course I would need to add another generator. However, we've got plenty of power for this particular vessel, but that is something you just want to pay attention to. So, because of the fact that I don't really want to add more thrusters, and also because I don't really want to make it any wider than it is, probably really our only option here is to, well, you know what? There is actually something else we could try. Hold on a second. Let's try something else. Let's get you mostly lined up. And actually, I want to bring you back up. Something just occurred to me that might help. Let's take these guys and let's put them out further too. So we're going to put them here. I guess those went into my own inventory. Let's throw this stuff in the base. That's what we got off the Xerax earlier. Alright, so let's see here. So what we're doing, guys, is we're moving the thrusters out further, you know, further out from center. Let's just look at our stats. 40 degrees. Okay, so well, we increased it by 1 degree by doing that. But that illustrates, you know, why putting your thrusters further out will help your turning, right? The other thing we could do is we could make these also make these mediums. If we do that, they're going to stick out, though. I wonder how much that would actually help. Theoretically, it should help because, you know, the mediums have more thrust. All right, let's try that. Let's try that. It's only resources, right? So let's queue up 2 more medium thrusters. And, you know, there's even better thrusters, too, by the way. If we go here, we have T2 thrusters, which are a little more efficient, I think. Power-wise, anyways. 185, 130. And I can't remember. What I was actually going to look at, those the jets. So the thruster jets, those actually have like an afterburner on them, so they have a booster on them. So those are actually really good thrusters. Those probably wouldn't do a whole lot for helping our turning. Well, actually they might. Let's look at them again. So we're currently using these, which has a force of 130 kilonewtons, and these have 250 kilonewtons, but they're also 3 blocks long versus 2 blocks long. So if we used those, we'd pull this block out here, and then they would still stick out the same distance. Do we have the stuff to actually make those, though? Okay, so let's learn that prereq. We could. Can we make 2? Let's try it and see. Yeah, these are nice because, like I said, they'll actually give you like an afterburner boost type of effect. All right, so if we're going to use those, here's what we're going to do. I already made those other mediums, but I hadn't thought to do the jets. We're going to put these up front, these mediums. Oh man, they're going to stick out though, aren't they? I suppose we could just build the fender out one more block too. I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea. Well, let's just plop it down for now and see what it does. Oh, that doesn't look bad. That looks okay. Yeah, I can live with that. That'll also improve our braking now too, of course. All right, how are we doing on making our jets? It's probably working on it. How much did that improve our braking? Let's take a look. Yeah, 23 meters per second. I think it was 16 before or something, wasn't it? So that's actually improved that quite a bit. If we wanted to, we could even just plop these back in. If it doesn't mess with our CPU and if it doesn't mess with our generator, then no harm, no foul. Now we're really going to have good braking. Let's take a look and see what it is. It's 30 meters per second now. We're going to brake so hard we'll go through the windshield. Okay, we got our first one. So we're going to put this guy in here. Yeah, let's turn it that way and then that way. These look cool too. I like the model that they use for them. There it is. All right, let's plop this one down here. Okay. What do we have here? Now we have 43 meters per second, so we increased our acceleration. And oh yeah, look at that, 45 degrees, guys, on the yaw. That made a significant difference. Let's take it for a test run. 45 degrees is good. We can definitely work with that. Yeah, much better. And look how quickly it stops too. Really nice. I would say at this point, you know, that the strafing is probably its weakest link now, and it's still not bad. if we wanted to, we could we could take those other two front ones that we put there and put them on the side instead. Because I mean, we have our braking is almost too good. Well, it's not too good. I mean, it's not causing any problems, but I'd almost rather put a little more oomph on the strafing. So let's pull those off. I'm going to re-rotate this, so I'm going to get my multi-tool out and go to change and rotate. Be really careful when you do this, though. Just do it one push at a time, because sometimes the rotation frame will switch to a different block, and you don't rotate the block you didn't intend to. Okay, not real crazy about how that changed the look of things. I'm almost thinking we should have put that down below, but then it's going to mess up our little spoiler here. Okay, well, what did it change it to now? Okay, now it's at 16, so we gained 3 more meters per second squared on that. It's just a little bit better now. Our power plant's still fine. That's not bad. That's not bad. We could live with that. Okay. Alright, guys. I think we got ourselves a hover vessel here. I think we do. So we're still way under CPU. Like I said, when we put the Gatlings on, that'll use a little more, but we're still going to have plenty. In terms of balance, we haven't really looked at that. It looks to me like it's maybe just a little bit back-end heavy, but not enough to matter, really. If we let it sit there for a second and then I hold the O key, yeah, see how it dips back to the front? So it's a little back-end heavy, but not enough to really be that concerned. And the reason being, of course, is because, you know, we have the trident in front, so there's not as much mass, of course. But definitely within acceptable bounds. Now, the one thing, though, is that if we... let's see, what am I doing? Let's get out. If we put the Gatlings on in place of the drills... These guys weigh 365 kilograms. They're only about half of the weight of the drills. So let's see how drastic it changes when we put the Gatlings on. Okay, let's get up here, let's level out, and then let's just see how bad it dips back. Okay. Again, I wouldn't call that a big issue. It's not that bad. And honestly, I'd rather, at least for traveling anyway, I'd rather have the nose up a little bit more than the back than the other way around anyway. There's our escape pod. Okay, guys, I think that's it. What we'll do in the next episode is we'll take this thing out and we'll use it as a drill, and then we'll go into Xerax territory and we'll shoot up some Xerax with it, take on a couple of drones. You know, it is only a T2. So it doesn't have shield and it doesn't have upgraded to combat steel, but I'm sure the vessel could handle that in terms of CPU especially. So it could be upgraded to combat. You can't upgrade the extension to combat steel, of course. But again, we didn't build this to go into, you know, really heavy battle either. So we have to be, we can use it, you know, for combat, but we have to be careful with it. We can't just go, you know, looking for trouble either, so to speak. But let's look at our storage too. We didn't actually look at that. So for our ammo box, we've got, yeah, we have 3,861 storage, and we should have the same exact amount in the ore controller, which you find in Harvest. Yep, 3,877. Wait, is that what we had in the ammo? We might have 3,861. Okay, so we have one extension somewhere on the ammo side that somehow or another got disconnected from everything else. Yeah, it's dipping down a little bit, but it's not too bad. So you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to worry about that. It's one extension, and I'm tired and I need to go to bed, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's okay. We can deal with it. Let's grab our ammo. So we're going to go to the base on this side. We're going to go to the HV on this side. Go to output, and we'll throw all the ammunition in here. And remember, we're going to use this for extra storage too. And we're going to... did I already group everything? I think I did. Yeah, well, we did now. All right. What I like to do with the top turret is I like to put it in its own group. Because there are times when you're going to want to have that turret retracted, but you're not going to want to have your drills, for example, retracted. And right now, the drills, or right now the Gatlings, because that's what we have fitted, they're all in the same group. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a custom switch. So we'll just use this first one, and we're going to call this top turret. Turret. And then we're going to go to devices. We're going to create a new group. And we're also going to call this top turret. We don't have to name them the same, I just did. Then we're going to go to our minigun turret, and we're going to move it to top turret. And then we're going to select the top turret group, not what's in it, but the group itself, and assign it to our top turret switch. Okay, so now, normally if I just turn the turrets off, see how it turns off the front, you know, the guns too. But what we want to do is we want to keep the guns out, or the drills out if that's what we have fitted at the time, and just turn off the top turret. See, and the front turrets still stay out. So aside from, you know, doing some deco on this, painting it up, that sort of thing, I think this is good to go for version 1. So what we'll do in the next episode, guys, is we'll take it out. We'll do some mining with it. We'll do a little bit of combat with it. And then when that's done, it'll be time for us to do this all over again, but with a small vessel. Okay? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share out the video, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Not too many more to go. Bye-bye.